Hello everyone. So the title for my today's presentation is Earthquake Resistant Vernacular Architecture of Kashmir. As we all are well aware of the fact that the Indian Himalayas, they were created by collision of two tectonic plates and they are the highest mountains in the world. And also these mountains, they fall under 4 and 5 seismic zones, which are undoubtedly the most earthquake prone zones. So there are few factors like irregular structural configuration, amplifications of the topography, irregular structural configurations, earthquake triggered ground failure, and high anthropogenic interventions. So these factors, they have added to the devastating potential of these disasters. So today I'll be talking about Kashmir, which is a very active seismic zone and it has experienced life-taking earthquakes, like it experienced 102 earthquakes from 1904 to 2015. Talking about the physical features of this place, it has variable temperature, it has uneven topography, and unfortunately, it has alluvial soil, which is very vulnerable to the ground failures at the time of seismic vibrations. Also, this alluvial soil, it helps to last the earthquake for a longer period of time. So, due to ongoing tectonic activities and geodynamic evolutionary history, the hilly areas, the Kashmir, is subjected to higher destruction by earthquakes than the flat areas. So, as already I have mentioned before, that Kashmir, it has experienced huge number of earthquakes. So natives, they have faced various earthquakes. So based on their encounters, their observations, their experiments and accumulated knowledge, people have evolved various architectural styles to protect their built environment against seismic destructions. Various vernacular practiced, they were evolved and they have helped to keep these damages at the time of seismic activity at bay. So today my study, it will examine two such vernacular practices. Those are the construction styles. Those are Tak construction style and Dhaji Diwari construction style. They use locally available material for construction, which in turn gives strength for the seismic resistance. So first we'll understand what the basic Kashmiri house is. So the plan of the house, it is a simple square plan and the functions, they are distributed symmetrically. Here the word symmetry is very important because it is the basic principle for earthquake resistance. As symmetrical buildings, they respond with regular displacements along with height and almost negligible floor rotations due to insignificant torsional effects. So the outer walls of the Kashmiri house, they are constructed with heavy stone masonry for structural and climatic purposes, whereas the internal wall, those are the internal partition walls, they are thin made of verticals of timber frames. So this approach, it helps to reduce the dead load on the structure as well as balances the structure in the event of horizontal activity. So if we look at the division of activities of the basic house, on the lower level, there is space for animals as well as for the grain storage. At the ground and at the first floor level, we have space for cooking, for living and for sleeping purposes. And at the uppermost level, which is constructed of which has a roof of thin timber frame. So there we have space for family occasions and for grain storage again. So starting to understand the Tak construction style, it consists of load-bearing masonry wall, and the horizontal timber member. As you can see in this image, the horizontal timber members are on the all floors as well as on the window lintel level. So timber, it helps to keep the structure in the place and also takes full weight of the masonry. This timber, it absorbs the energy released from the earthquake and increases the ductility. So continuity of these timber elements all around the room is essential to ensure strong resistance. The maximum room size is 12 feet by 12 feet. The maximum wall size is 18 inches and the maximum foundation size is 30 inches. So a Kashmiri house, it is defined by the number of window bays. For example, if someone says 5 tak house, it means 5 window bays wide. So there are dense forests which are there in the sub-Himalayan and the Himalayan region, and they are the great source for timber construction. Next, we have Dhajji Diwari construction style. So Dhajji Diwari, this word is derived from the Persian word which means patchwork quilt wall. So in this, a timber frame is there into which one layer of masonry is tightly packed to form a wall, which results in continuous wall membrane of wood and masonry. So masonry walls, they are kept thin, which helps to lessen the mass of the building and thereby the initial forces that must withstand during an earthquake. Secondly, mortar and the masonry infill, it absorbs seismic energy through friction against timber framing and between cracks in the fill material, and it helps to distribute the earthquake energy uniformly. So these buildings, they are usually found in the flat terrain and in rural areas, and these materials, they are affordable, so they are mostly found in the rural areas. And these Dhajji Diwari construction style houses, they are mostly found in Western Himalayas in both Pakistan and in Indian administered sector of Kashmir. This style is 200 years old and it is still practiced because of its speed, cost and the availability of the resources. If we compare both Tak and Dhajji Diwari construction style, I would say that Dhajji Diwari, it performs better than the Tak because of the presence of the cross members. So, as you all were aware that there was an earthquake in Kashmir in 2005, which killed around 80,000 people and 3 million people were left homeless. So it was found that the survival rates of people which were trapped in Tak and Dhajji Diwari was higher than the concrete construction. So government, they introduced steel and reinforced construction, but it was found that concrete buildings, they have poor thermal conductance and people have to spend extra for heating up their homes, and people of that region is not, people there are not very economically stable that they would spend extra on heating of their houses. Also, various inherent characteristics such as deformation capacity, subpaneling of the walls, frictional resistance between the elements and high damping in elastic phase have been incorporated in these traditional constructional systems. The concept of heavier lower floors supporting lighter upper floors, it was carried out all over the hilly areas. And in response to the earthquakes, old buildings, they were built by the manual labor with few tools, less formal education, and without any professional guidance. They have outperformed new buildings of modern construction based on steel, concrete block, and reinforced concrete. So learning from these vernacular architecture techniques is the need of the hour, as these construction styles, they are more economical and efficient in countering of earthquake forces. Also, the built environment all around the Kashmir, it has changed to help to minimize the impact of these earthquakes. So initiatives such as the collaboration of UNESCO and India in 2006, after that 2005 earthquake, they have advocated for the preservation of vernacular buildings, as well as uh, to discuss the alternatives in earthquake resistant buildings with world renowned international experts. Thank you.